Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live on Tuesdays and Thursdays to show you a fun new project. So on Thursday, we did one sheet of designer series paper and made 12 cards out of them. I did get them all finished, so I will show you those in a little bit, but we decided, well, not we, I kind of said on Thursday's Facebook Live that we should make a box that they all fit in. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. So I'm super excited to show you guys the box that I created. On Monday, I think it was, we had a power outage. Sunday or Monday, I can't remember what day it was. But I got this idea in my head on how to create this box. So I literally ran out to the craft room carrying a candle. The candle actually blew out as I was walking to the craft room, so I had to go back in the house, get the lighter, relight the candle. It was a hot mess, but then my candle really didn't even work, so thank goodness my husband has lots of little gadgets that his battery-operated light worked perfect, so I was able to put it on paper and create it for you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna chit chat for a second until some friends log on. Hello, I see people commenting now. Hello, Anna, Valerie, Heather. Good evening. So hopefully you guys had a great day. I wasn't supposed to work today, but I ended up going to work for a few hours this morning. Came home and did a bunch of stuff, and now it's Facebook Live time. So hello, Monique. Good evening, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and flip you over, but I have to move my camera back. For some reason, my camera is showing in the Facebook Live, so I wanted to push it out of the way. So anyways, that's what I was doing. Okay, let me flip you down. So let me bring in the cards first that we made. Make sure I have them all. So I just took the designer series paper, and I'll show you that in a second. Oh, hello, Karen. Hello, Teresa. Good evening. So these are the cards that we ended up making. So we have, this is one sheet of designer series paper, and if you missed last Thursday's live, you can go back and rewatch it. But I showed you how to cut one sheet of designer series paper. We colored the black and white side, and then we used the opposite side, and we created 12 beautiful cards, and I just changed up the sentiments. I did stamp the sentiments in the same color cardstock, but I'll show you a little something. I have a little method to my madness on the box. So I'll show you that in a second. So these are the cards we made. Oops, I didn't put a sentiment on that one. Oh, I didn't. It looks like I missed a couple of the sentiments, so I'll have to go back and do that. But those are all of the cards. So let me put all these kind of back in order, and I will bring in the box we're going to be making. So let me close the lid. So here is the box that I decided to do. It is definitely super easy. I ruined one sheet of paper, and that was it. And usually it takes me 5 or 6 sheets of ruining them. And I try to use copy paper, but sometimes I forget. So it really is not hard to do. And then we're going to open the flap. I put a little Velcro strip, and inside, I know it looks like a black hole, but all 12 of our cards fit perfectly. And I was also thinking, we're actually almost halfway to Christmas. What a great Christmas present this could be. It could be for your office staff or your boss or your teachers. I literally thought of a million people I could give this to. So that's why I decided to do another set of 12 cards. I know you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but I think everybody already knows that. So this one, I colored all of the little dots. It is the same exact design but I did these vertical instead of horizontal. So it's the same exact layout design, but just different designer series paper. Super fun, right? I thought they turned out so cute. So we are going to actually make the box out of this designer series paper. Since I have 12 cards, I need another box for these guys to go in. And bam, I literally have 2 of my Christmas presents done. Okay, so let me bring in the designer series paper. So this is all I have left of my original pack, and there's not many sheets left in here. I've used a ton. You get 48 sheets, and this is the one we're going to be playing with tonight. And this is the one, let me try, oh, there it is. This is the one that we did on Thursday. Oh, I don't want to bend my corner. So these are the two patterns that we've been playing with, but I have actually been playing with a lot of them because I don't have much left. Okay, so I did not put the dimensions in the descriptions for a reason. I didn't want to overwhelm and confuse you guys. So if you are going to make this fun, durable, sturdy box, oh, I forgot to show you the side and the top. It's colored as well. So if you want to make this box, I just suggest you rewatch the Facebook Live. If I wrote all of these dimensions and score marks on, I just kind of felt I was going to confuse people. So that's why I have my little sticky notes. So our first piece, and I'm using basic black, it's 8.5 by 8. And then I'll go over the score marks in a minute. And our second piece is 8.5 by 11. So those are the only two sheets we're going to need to create the box. The other measurements are going to be to decorate it. So let's bring in the scoring tool. That looks like it's centered pretty good. So our 8.5 by 11 piece. So literally it is just one sheet of our normal cardstock. 8.5 by 11, I didn't cut it down at all. So we're going to start on the 8.5 inch side, and we are going to score this twice. You can probably already see that I did pre-score this, but we're still going to do this together. So we're going to score it at 2 inches, and we're going to come over here and score it at 6.5 inches. We're going to rotate. Now it's on the 11 inch side. We're going to score it at 1 inch, 7 inches, and 9 inches. Those are your score marks for your first sheets. Your second sheet is our 8.5 by 8. So we're going to put the 8.5 inch side up at the top, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and 6.5. And then we're going to rotate it. So the 8 inch side is up top, and we're going to score it at 2 inches. That's it. So it is taking almost 2 sheets of cardstock, but it is so beautiful, I couldn't resist not to do it. So these are your 2 score pieces. Let me scooch you back a little bit so it can all get into the camera. So these are your scored cardstock. What we're going to do is we're going to take some tear and tape. And you definitely want to put strong adhesive on here. We're going to take this and run it all the way down that 1 inch strip. And I'm actually going to put 2. I did 2 on my original one, so I want to keep that in my brain. So I put 2 strips on this 1 inch piece. So we're going to go ahead and peel this off. Well, maybe today. Well, for the love of goodness. There we go. There's one. Maybe this one. Okay, that one was, well, it was so bad. I was going to say maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, so now here is our 8.5 by 8 piece. This 2 inch strip is going to literally get butted up to this other score line. There we go. Now you really have just now created your box, and now we just have to do some cutting and folding, and our box is done. Pretty easy, right? Okay, so you're going to grab your paper snips, and we're going to come up here to the top where there's 2 by 2 squares. We're going to come in, and we're going to cut up, and we're going to cut down this line. We're removing this whole kit and caboodle. So whatever you do on one side of your box, you have to do on the other side of the box, so your box folds right. It's called box math. I don't know how my brain works with box math, but I love box math. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to cut this out. And you could definitely put this into your trimmer and cut this so it's super duper straight, but you really are not going to be able to tell as long as you follow those score marks. So there we go. So let me lay that down, and I'm going to bring in the box because now we have just made our flap. Super easy, right? I tell you, this box is, I don't know how it came together so easy. And most boxes are horizontal and not vertical. So that's why I wanted to create a vertical box. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is this smaller 2-inch strip right in the middle. I'm just going to come in and notch out the edges on both of these. I'm cutting right up the score line, and I'm just notching out a little. And remember, what we do on one side, we have to do on this side as well. So I'm just going to flip this around just so it's a little easier. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to cut right up that score line, and I'm going to notch this out. When you notch out the center pieces, it just helps your box or your bag or your whatever you're doing, it just helps it fold nicer, having that notch taken out. So there we go. That is all we have to do. You can get rid of the shrapnel. And now all we have to do is fold and put adhesive on it. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, grab my bone folder, give these nice good creases. And I don't know if you can tell in the camera. Let me scooch you in a little bit. The seam is on the inside of my box, which that's exactly where you want it. So we're just going to fold up on all of these score lines. There we go. And let's get the 2 in the center. And let's flip this up, and there we go. We are almost done with our box. So these little flaps, usually you're going to put your flap on the inside of your box, but we are going to put them on the outside, so when you slide your cards inside, they're not going to catch on that little flap. So I'm just going to put a smidgen of tear tape right here on the inside. And while I have it down just for the Facebook Live, I am going to go ahead and put tear and tape along this outer piece also. So this is the front. You want to put the tear tape on the bottom side. I'll show you in a second why. So there we go. And you can use the Seal Plus if you're doing this as well. That is definitely strong enough. I venture to tear tape when I'm making boxes. Okay, so you're going to peel these guys off. And this is where it's going to get a little tricky to do this on the Facebook Live. So I'm taking this edge, and I'm going to butt it up to the bottom and lay this up. And that is going to give it a nice, tight, and secure fit. There we go. So now, this is the back of our box because this has our lid on it. We want our seams to be in the back. So that's why I put tear and tape on these guys. So when I fold it back, the seams are in the back of the box. Hopefully that makes sense. Me and my box math. Okay, so I took the tear tape off one side. I probably am just going to lay it on its side to do this. And you know our tab is on the outside. And now it's going to be covered. It's going to be hidden. There you go. Super easy, right? It looked a little complicated. And if you guys saw the measurements and descriptions and everything prior to the Facebook Live, I thought I might scare you. But it's really not scary once you see it put together. So this one, I'm just going to lay that over. And it lines up perfectly because we did all of our score marks perfectly. So now you can fold your top, your bag, or your front of it, and there you go. Looky there, you guys have just made a cute box. I didn't bring the envelopes over for these guys, but I will have to get it. But look, your cards fit perfectly in there. Super cute, right? I literally fell in love with it as soon as I had it in my brain to make. Okay, so now that this is done, I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to bring in some layering pieces. So these guys might be a little daunting for you as well. That's why, another reason why I didn't put the descriptions on there. But we're going to start with our basic white. So these are all layering pieces. So it's a 1/4 of an inch smaller for our basic white and our designer series paper. So you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. Aw, thank you, Heather. We need 2 pieces that are 5 3/4 by 1 1/2. And we need 2 pieces that are 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then our designer series paper, I did go ahead and pre-color these. I really didn't think you guys wanted to sit and watch me color these little dots. It was a little bit time consuming, I will not lie, but it was super fun. So we need 2 that are 4 by 1 3/4. And a good way to make sure you have your measurements right is to take it and lay it on here and make sure you have the same width all the way around. That's all we're doing, is we're just layering them. So you need 2 4 by 1 3/4, 2 pieces at 5 3/4 by 1 3/4, and our last is 2 pieces by 5 1/2 by 4. Okay, so hopefully I didn't scare you guys off by all of these funky measurements. But it does create an absolutely beautiful box. Okay, so now I'm just going to start layering my pieces together. And you'll know by the size of the piece what goes on it. And like, I really do everything. An assembly line works best. Cut all of your basic white pieces and then cut all of your designer series paper pieces. So you're not jumping back and forth on dimensions, that you won't confuse yourself and get frustrated. So I'm literally just lining these guys up. And I did decide to only do the part of the top and the sides with the little dots, because I literally probably thought I was going to come unglued if I had to color this whole thing, the backside, with all those little dots. So I cheated a little bit and did the 2 designer series paper on the front and back. And these guys are going to be the sides. Let's see, Darlene, you have the volume down. Scott's watching TV. Yes, I actually do think there is a game on tonight. We're not sports fans. My husband used to be, and I don't know why, but he just doesn't want to. He was more college football, but I don't know why he doesn't really watch sports anymore. I mean, I don't mind either way. I would sit there and work on something or pretend I was watching, I guess. So I'm literally gluing these 2 pieces down. There we go. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Hello, Stephanie. Okay, and our last 2 pieces. So once you see this put together, and it's really not that hard, it's just getting down your measurements. And this piece we're going to glue the polka dot side, because we want the designer series paper up top. And I was going to try to be cool and put a magnet underneath the designer series paper so it was a magnet close, but I didn't want to stress you guys out anymore. Oops, we still need that. So here are all of our pieces that are glued together. Hopefully you guys can see everything. Let me get all my little sticky notes out of here. So these are our designer series paper. Now we just have to glue it to our card box. So this is going to go on front. And I have not seen a vertical card box made like this. So if you happen to see one out there, you can definitely let me know. Otherwise, this might be it. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and I'm going to put this one on the back. And I didn't decorate the front of it as in stamping or a bow or anything. you definitely could. I really didn't want to take away from the designer series paper. So that's why I chose just to leave it blank. But I did cut a couple pieces, so we'll see what it looks like. And see how perfect these fit on the edges? Oh, I cannot wait to give these away. I actually think I already know who I'm going to give them to. And I think they're going to be super duper excited when they get them. So there we go. And we probably are not even going to take up our whole 30 minutes. Okay, so all of those are down. I do want to bring in these little guys. I do recommend not using good scissors to cut them because they do leave a goopy film on your scissors. But I just get these at Michael's. They're little mini Velcro strips, and I think you get, I don't know, like 5,000 of them for $3.99. I really think it's not that many. It's probably 200 or 300, but it does feel like 5,000. So I'm only gonna, both Velcro pieces are stuck together. I peeled the backing off of one, and I'm going to lay it right up top. And now I'm going to peel the backing off the last piece. And when you close this, your Velcro will be in the same exact spot. So there we go, close it, and you can now lift it up and it Velcros shut. And now we can go ahead and do the last two pieces. So the only major issue about this box is it does take almost 2 full sheets of our 8.5 by 11. And then what I also was thinking, you could really take a circle punch or one of our punches and punch a little notch out in here so they can pull out their cards. I did think about that too, but I didn't do it. Okay, our last piece is gonna go right up top. Perfection. We are done, and we literally were live for 22 minutes. That is not tragic at all. Okay, so on a Thursday, if you missed Thursday's Facebook Live, definitely go back and watch it because I showed you how to make 12 cards out of one sheet of designer series paper. And these are the ones that I actually made today to match this card box. So you have the polka dots that match the polka dots, and you have the flowers to match the flowers. So I did these ones today. I did forget the envelopes, but the envelopes do fit in here also. So there's the that's one. And let me bring this one in. Thank you, Darlene. So this is the one that we did on Thursday. Well, not the box, but the cards. And I'll pull these cards up. This one does have all 12 envelopes also. And these ones are horizontal, and the ones that I did for this box are vertical. So you could make your cards any way you want. But you have the sides that match and then the front that matches. Oh, I think it turned out so cute. I cannot wait to make more of these. And I really do think that I'm going to be giving some of these away for Christmas. I think they are perfect and fun. And you could literally put these on your desk or on your shelf, and they're going to be pretty because you could have them this side out, or you could have them facing this way, and you have your stripes and flowers. Oh my goodness. So many options, so little time, correct? Okay, that was your guys' Facebook Live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun creating this box. I love boxes. I should have been called a crazy box lady. I do love and enjoy making boxes. So if you need boxes, reach out to me. Okay, well, I cannot believe, not this weekend, but next weekend is our retreat. I cannot believe it's finally here. I'm so excited. I feel like it takes forever to get here. And then once it's here, it's just over so quickly. But I'm super excited to be able to spoil you guys rotten all next weekend and spend some quality time with everybody. And we're in a hotel room with a pool, and we're just going to have a great time. So I am super excited to see everybody next weekend, and I will see everybody on Thursday. Thursday could be our last Facebook Live until after retreat because we are actually going early to the retreat. So I'll play it by ear and see if we can do a Facebook Live on Tuesday during the retreat. Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.